A lot of work obviously is underway on this promising new resource for individuals experiencing houselessness in our community. And like a lot of cities across the nation, Louisville is facing a critical challenge in addressing the needs of people with no stable housing. And we're committed to finding an array of options for them. And this is one of them. I just want to accentuate, this is just one. We've got a 4-part approach toward mitigating houselessness in our community, and the safe outdoor spaces. One of those for folks that choose to stay outdoors. I'll get to the other options here in a few moments. Now, everybody should know by now that compassion and health are two of our city's 3 core values, and I truly believe that the reason we're here today rests squarely on those values, and our intention is to lean into them as much as it does on the dedicated funding for projects like this. I'm reminded of the words of the Illinois Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky, who noted that there's a lot that happens around the world that we cannot control. We can't stop earthquakes, we can't prevent droughts, we can't prevent all conflict, but when we know there are people that are hungry, the homeless, the sick exist, then we certainly can help them. And that's what we're doing here at Hope Village. And in such effort, we hope that hope lives. As a compassionate city, our first goal is to help struggling residents avoid their housing. But when they do, or avoid losing their housing, And when they do, we work to help them find safety in emergency shelter and then move back into permanent housing with needed supports. Louisville Metro government, along with numerous invaluable partners, has been doing this work for many years on many fronts with a lot less money than we have today. I'm grateful to our partners on Metro Council for their hard work around this and for heading up the public feedback sessions for the Federal American Rescue Plan funding. And Councilman Bill Hollander is here on behalf of the council. Councilman, thank you. An outstanding Metro Council person. Let's give it up for Bill Hollander. I also want to thank Councilman Ja'Cory Arthur of District 4, where the Hope Village is located. Council Arthur could not be here this afternoon, but he has been a relentless champion for affordable housing in our houseless community, and we appreciate his support. I also want to recognize Councilwoman Paula McCraney. Her support on this project has been invaluable as well. And I also want to acknowledge the work of our city's Office of Resilience and Community Services, what we call RCS, led by Tamika Laird, who's also with us here today. Thank you, Tamika. RCS provides leadership for our Homelessness Task Force, which is a collaborative effort with the Coalition for the Homeless and more than 20 organizations. They work together to identify gaps, barriers, and opportunities to move those experiencing houselessness into shelter and permanent housing. RCS also administers an annual $1 million Metro-funded homeless initiative, now with 13 grantees, which provide low-barrier shelter beds, a storage location, expanded street outreach, and specialized services for mental health. In early 21, RCS added a homeless service division to build capacity around communications, project management, and outreach with business and residents. And in a few minutes, we'll hear from Dr. Susan Bacino, director of this division. RCS, and once again with multiple partners, including our own Office of Housing, has also been ramping up on eviction prevention efforts, responding to very real concerns that the COVID pandemic would exacerbate houselessness among those struggling with losses in wages, jobs, or child care. Now, since the start of the pandemic, our city team and partners have assisted more than 42,000 residents and distributed more than $96 million in emergency rental assistance to help keep people housed. And they're continuing to process applications. In the pipeline, we've been aided by an additional $27 million allocation to Louisville announced by the Governor Fischer earlier this month. And we've been identified by the White House as the most efficient city government in the country in terms of processing these funds to keep people housed. So I want to thank the entire team for their great work in this effort. Thank you. So when we were fortunate enough to have the American Rescue Plan funds come to us, we identified homelessness and affordable housing as top priorities for investment. And in November of 21, Metro Council members joined me in signing into law an ordinance allocating $89 million in ARP funds to support the city's plan to address chronic street homelessness and boost affordable housing through immediate, intermediate, and long-term solutions, which brings us to where we are today. The city, as part of that process, purchased this property at 212 East College Street as the first phase of a multi-pronged approach in addressing houselessness. The goal of this project is to provide a place where people who are not ready to seek indoor shelter can continue to live temporarily outdoors, but in a safe environment with greater access to resources and services. In addition to the Hope Village, the other phases of our plan include converting the building at this site into bridge housing. Those will be units for unsheltered individuals moving through the housing process. So think of bridge housing as phase 2. Phase 3 is permanent supportive housing with wraparound services, including medical care, mental health care, and recovery services for people that need those services on a 24/7 basis. And then the fourth phase, of course, is more affordable housing. We've set aside $40 million to invest in more affordable housing units through the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund, bring the total investment in affordable housing to more than $100 million through the trust fund and Louisville Cares since our administration took office and since Councilman Hollander was such a great champion for this effort. It's a lot of money and great statement on behalf of our city. We know that it takes partners and collaborators to make all of these phases work. And one such partner is the Hope Bus, and that's the organization named in January as operating manager of the Hope Village. And the Hope Bus has a great track record of connecting our community's most vulnerable residents with services and resources, and we believe that they're a great match for this project. So I want to congratulate Hope Bus founder and executive director Stachel Bussey, Reverend Bussey, and the rest of the Hope Bus team. I know that they have been extremely busy getting us to this day and to the expected full opening of Hope Village around the end of this month. We have had some significant issues with supply chain challenges getting us to this day, and we hope that they won't interrupt us here as we approach the end of the month. But when everything's here, we will be ready. And hopefully we'll have decent weather to get us there as well. So we look forward to hearing from Reverend Bussey. She's running from another meeting here, and we hope to see her in a few minutes. But first, I would ask Dr. Susan Bacino, Director of our city's Homeless Services Division, to share more about our multi-pronged plan for addressing the challenges of homelessness.
As you can see, Hope Village is coming to fruition around us. And I want to share just a few notes about what you see here today and what is in process. Both plumbing and electrical rough-in are complete. Bases for the tent are under construction, and tents and cots have been arrived and are in storage, although we have a few set up for viewing today. Remaining work includes finishing tree removal at the fence line so that fencing can be repaired and a wind screen can be installed. A shower trailer, portable toilets, and hand washing stations will be semi-permanent fixtures, and a construction trailer will move on site to serve as staff office space available for resident intake. And the Hope Bus team has the vision for creating community in Hope Village. As I've said before, creating an outdoor space is not a replacement for permanent shelter. As a harm reduction approach, it mitigates the risks associated with unsheltered houselessness by meeting people where they are, treating them with respect and dignity, and using the opportunity to extend assistance, foster trust, and provide accompaniment while navigating a complex system of services and resources. The Homeless Services Division is grateful for the partnership of the Hope Bus team and is excited to see this space transition from a parking lot into a safe place that offers compassion, community, stability, and relationships that aid someone to move home.
We're fortunate with this to have two folks that were our chief for community building, Keith Talley, who's our current chief, doing a wonderful job, and our former chief, Vincent James, who is now the CEO of Dare to Care. And Dare to Care is a critical partner with the Hope Village as well. So we're now going to talk about the food resources that will be offered by Dare to Care and any other thoughts that Vincent James has to share with us, President and CEO of Dare to Care. Vincent James.
When you talk about our houseless residents who are chronically homeless, who really don't have a desire at this present moment to transition into permanent housing, this is an opportunity for them to have a safe place of familiarity, security, and resources, with the wraparound services that will be provided, an opportunity for them to make that transition on their own time. And this is why this is such an historic opportunity for our city, because with this four-phased approach, we have an opportunity to really transition individuals who are chronically homeless into permanent housing as they move through the phases. And one of the things I'm honored to be able to do in serving as the president and CEO of Dare to Care is to be able to support access to fresh and healthy food. One of the things that we realize in our community, that we serve 8 counties in Kentucky and 7 in southern Indiana, and we put out last year in 2021, 26 million pounds of food. The need is so great, and we have an opportunity to fulfill that need with a compassionate community. So many people have volunteered, so many people have given resources to be able to help us, to be able to continue to do things like this project, working with the Hope Bus. We've been in partnership for a couple of years and working with them, working with the Hope Bus, working with Stayshell Bussy, and we're excited to continue that partnership and working together with other partners that will be coming along, working alongside, because you can't do this with just one group, one person. It really takes the entire community. And that's what we're seeing activated in this moment, in this time, the community coming together to say that we want to address a critical issue, because we want every person not only to have access to food, but to access to housing. And that's something that the city, the administration is committed to. I know at Dare to Care, we're committed to making sure that every Kentuckian has access to healthy and fresh food, that there should not ever be a person that is going hungry. And we're going to make sure that we do that with the compassion that we have in our community and what's taking place today. And I thank Dr. Susan Pacino and her leadership in bringing us to this point. And what I think about the opportunity that RCS has an opportunity with the director, Lear, who's given such a diligent and focused attention to this effort, that we're going to be crossing the finish line soon. And it's going to be an exciting opportunity, again, for so many people that we have yet to know, but soon will understand the impact that we will have on their lives, but not only on their lives, on the next generation's lives. And hopefully, 10 years from now, we won't be standing here in this place, in this Hope Village, because this Hope Village will turn into permanent housing, where every citizen has access to permanent housing.
Hope Bus founder and executive director, Reverend Stayshell Bussy. I know you all have been busy getting ready for this day and looking forward to this day as well, and to the expected full opening of Hope Village coming up here soon. So we're going to keep after that, and I know the whole Hope Bus team will be as well. So let's hear it from Reverend Stayshell Bussy.
Again, just echoing what everybody says, we have an incredible opportunity in our city to do something that we've never tried before. Be patient with us, be patient with the Hope Bus, be patient with Metro as we all just explore ways to create alternatives for people who are living on the streets in our city. As you see behind us, I'm still looking at it in amazement and just seeing it all come together. But we are doing the best we can. And the reason it's probably taking so long is because I'm very, very particular. I even asked this morning, when was we going to pressure wash the concrete? Because I don't believe people should be walking on dirt. And so we are very, very particular about what's happening. People are not just coming here to live, but they are coming here for safety and stability, and we want this place to look as home as possible. We call it the Hope Village for a reason, because the village is not just in here, but it's every one of us. It's all all of us coming together. And if I could lean on Kenny Payne's speech, he said, I need everybody. And so today, that's just what I want to echo, that we need everybody. I just found out 2 weeks ago that it costs $6,000 a month to have mobile showers, so we really need everybody. But it's just an incredible opportunity for our city to really be compassionate, and we called on change. And so this is our opportunity to make this all work and working together. Especially, and Mayor Fischer says it all the time, after 2020, we cannot be the same. And so in 2022, 2 years later, exactly 2 years later, I'm sure all of us are probably twitching from all the meetings, but exactly 2 years later, we have an opportunity to really do something different, to really do something that's equitable, and to really create change in our city. Our referrals, and along with our resident responsibilities, went to about 10 organizations a week and a half ago, and so it's strictly referral based. Those who are the people who we want to serve in here are people who are absolutely ready to be in transition and ready for the next step, whatever the next step is for them. So it's strictly referral based. It will come from different organizations, St. John's and New Leaf and New Lease and the Homeless Coalition and Salvation Army and all the grassroots organizations who are oftentimes forgot about. And then there will be a council made up of residents and also of those different organizations. So about 13 people will be making a decision about who comes into Hope Village. I'm sorry? They actually are rolling in now. Those referrals are coming back to us right now, and so we'll be deciding when it's open. We expect to have people in here. Somebody. It is definitely not your average Walmart tent. It is a ice shelter, and one of the reasons that we chose those, first of all, because of our research in Denver, but also because of the way that it kind of helps with the weather. And so if it's cold, it kind of helps you do that weatherproof thing. And in the summer, we'll put tarps over it, which are UV rays, so it keep it cool, and it opens on both sides. So you will get a fan, and then the winter months are the colder months. Folks will be able to have heater, and everybody gets their own individual electric boxes. I don't even get that in my house, so we doing pretty good there.
So you want to talk about the trip we made to Denver?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so a part of our plan is to have our residents working. I think it's about 12 to 15 of them will actually be on-site workers. They will be helping us keep it clean. They will be doing some of our food preparation. They will be doing all of those things that are just the everyday things. We are still deciding what that actually is going to be, but it will be fair. How much it will be fair, will be equitable, and all these procurement things that I'm still learning about. So I got to make sure all those things line up, but our residents will be workers. They will be paid workers, and we hope that we keep that engagement with them, and yeah.
What will security at the site look like?
So really, that's an entire safety plan, and we'll post it on our website, and you can go and read it, but it is too long to talk about. But a little bit of that is working with our partners like Norton's and U of L and JCTC and also LMPD to kind of secure the perimeters. Things that are outside of us are not really our responsibility. What I do know is that our residents will be in by 10 p.m. They will have identification cards. So if anything happens around the perimeter and it's one of our residents, then we will be called. And at that point, we will decide whether it's Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3. We will have a point of security person who works alongside JCTC, Norton's, and U of L, and Salvation Army and other folks who are around here to make sure that the perimeter is secure. And so inside the camp, we will decide if it's Tier 1, Tier 2, and then at Tier 3, we have to call in LMPD if it's violence or sexual assault or something like that. Is that
You want to share a little bit about how you went to Denver, what you learned out there?
Yeah, so we were able to go out to Denver. Before we actually went out there, we done research for almost a year about what was going on out there. We were able to just go out there and see their setup. What we learned a lot was what not to do. And so this is why we're on concrete and not grass or gravel. We learned a lot about what not to do. We also learned some different things about statistics, about the violence reduction that happened when people some of the things we learned that we are implementing here, instead of using wood boards, using plexiglass so that people don't feel like it's excluded. And we just learned how meals and things works. But we were able to spend a little bit of time with the residents just to see how they felt and some of the things that we need to improve on, how things are done operational day to day. And so Denver was just an incredible place. One of the things that we did learn is that call on community to all work together. It's not just the safe outdoor space, but it is every single person in this community, and how they all are working together on one system to make sure the right people are in that space and getting the help that they need. Yes. How the community can support us right now. You should go to the website and it will tell you all about how to support us. A lot of the work we do down here, we want to make sure that the West End is still taken care of. That is my heart, that is my home. And so the way that a lot of this works, the Hope Bus itself, is we run on monthly donors. Before we ever had all the big names, we had people giving us $2, we had people giving us $100. So become a monthly donor, that helps us. But also the biggest thing is not involvement but engagement. Volunteer. Sign up to just come and spend a shift here at the Hope Village. Sign up to come alongside that food pantry that Reverend James was talking about. Sign up alongside to come and fill a box. Sign up to just to come and hang out with people. And we have a cool sign up that's coming out mid-April, where you will be able to be a peer mentor to one of our residents here at the Hope Village. And all of that, you can go to the website, the Hope Bus website or the Hope Village website, and sign up for that right now. So do it right now. Oh, the website. So www.thehopebus.org. Please don't do like most people and forget the Hope Bus is 2 S's. And then and then if you go to the Hope Bus website, there is a link that you can click that says the Hope Village, and that will take you right to the Hope Village website. But in case you just want to go there, it's www.thehopevillage.com.
Teamwork, the Coalition for the Homeless, takes a lot of folks. This is a huge national problem, but we're really optimistic about the American Rescue Plan funds that we've got to be able to fill this out finally, the partnership with the council as well, and so many people that care in our community about taking care of our houselessness. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities. There always has been. Now there will be even more. So we look forward to everybody helping out. We do need everybody. Thanks for coming out today.